Welcome to Rhythm and Roads, everyone. I'm your host, Joshua Jacob. We have a very special guest with us. We have recording artist and DJ Ness Daniels. Welcome to Rhythm and Roads.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's such a pleasure to meet you at Love Buzz. It was about I think 2 weeks ago. So,
Yeah, it wasn't that
you
long
DJ?
ago.
What's that?
It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it was like what, a week and a half, maybe around there.
hmm
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, good time.
hmm
Well, thank you again for your time coming on. I know we're both busy and just had a long weekend, but yeah, let's get into your story and
hmm
how you started with music. So I've always asked my guests this is what was it the
Yeah.
point of the journey for you when you wanted to record music and be a DJ? So if you'd like to share a bit about that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I've been doing music since I was three. Like I've always done
Wow.
like
Okay.
piano. Like I started on piano and I've been playing like classical piano like my whole life. Um,
Really? Oh, that's cool.
but yeah, it's always like kind of my thing. And then
That's
um
cool.
yeah, I love it. Like I just don't have the time for it much, but I it's my life. But I think like I wanted to do music, like I wanted to do performing from a very young age. Like I
Mm.
would always like draw myself in like bands and like I would draw myself in pictures that I had a band and then I was singing and then when I got to high school and I started getting into like EDM, I was like, one day, like I'm gonna learn how to DJ and at least I'll know how to do it. So it's just always been a part of me. Like I went to school for music.
Oh, you did?
I got my degree in performance
Awesome.
in classical piano and voice.
Oh,
But
very
I don't
cool.
know, I just fell in love with synthwave out of high school and I was like, yeah, I think this is what I want to do.
With synth? Yeah.
hmm
What intrigued you? Well, thank you for sharing that. That's pretty awesome on your history of the journey of your music start. What got into
hmm
what interested you into getting to classical?
It's just that's what I was forced to do. I'm not
That's
gonna
what you're forced to.
lie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I had no other choice. Like
Oh,
when
okay.
you start like piano, like when you start learning piano, no matter what
It's
age or
mainly
level you start at, like they make you like, no, we gotta start with classical and
okay.
it's just always been like
Interesting.
I've just had no other choice. But I've learned to love it. I think
Yeah.
after a while I'm like, no, I've grown to love it.
Oh, interesting. Okay. And then so after like you mentioned after high school, you went into electronic rock, that kind of style of music. When was it I guess the start of Ness Daniels? Like, where did the name come from? When you wanted to start your band, and just that kind of start of your journey on that?
Yeah, no, oh my God. It's such a story.
Yeah, feel free to
But
share it.
yeah, like I mean, I knew like I wanted to do like Ness Daniels, like the name, it just came from my Instagram name
Really?
in middle school. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
cool.
I just made it up. Like I had a crush on like one of the boy dancers from Dance Moms, and his last name was Daniels.
Oh,
And I was
okay.
like, one day we're gonna get married, and it's gonna be Ness Daniels. That's where it came from. Like it's not, and I just
Wow.
kept it. Yeah, I'm like it
Yeah.
has a good ring to it. Um,
It
I was
does.
like,
Yeah, it does.
I'll just keep it like that. But with synth, like when I knew I wanted to get into the genre I'm in now, which is synthwave,
Hmm.
I knew I wanted to do that. Since I graduated high school. Because
Okay.
near the end of high school, my brother was watching Stranger Things.
Oh, cool.
And
Yeah.
I was like, what is this? And then I started watching it with him. And I was like, I don't know what this is, but I love it. I love the music. Like it just, everything about the 80s
Hmm.
and like the music and the score and the story they were telling with the synthesizers being used, like it just felt right.
Yeah.
And I was kind of in a place in my life where I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I guess I'll become a band teacher because that's all I've known.
Mm.
Um, and then so once that happened, I started getting more into I was like Stranger Things music, and then synthwave started coming out, and I was like, oh, this is actually kind of nice. Like I love this, and then I just went in this rabbit hole of like learning about synthesizers, learning
Wow.
about nostalgia in the 80s and why like the psychology behind it. And yeah, and then so finally in 2019, I was like, I think I kind of want to do this. Like, I
Yeah.
was in a place where I'm like, maybe I want to, instead of teaching music, because that's what I was going to school for initially,
Okay.
like, what instead of teaching it, what if I write it? What if I
Yeah.
compose? What if I produce? And so 2019 was like, where I was like, yeah, I think I want to do this and see where it goes. And yeah.
2019 is when that journey started.
Yeah,
Yeah. Wow.
definitely.
It's
I
been
mean,
few
I
years.
would say 2017 because that's when like I got into it.
Okay.
But 2019 where I was like, no, I love synthwave and that's why I have it tattooed on me. So anytime I'm
Oh, do
like,
you? Oh,
yeah,
cool.
I have it on my
Oh,
fist.
yeah,
So like,
2019. Very cool.
yeah, anytime I'm discouraged, I'm like, all right, that's why I started.
Good
Uh-huh.
reminder.
Yeah.
The journey. That's awesome.
Hmm.
So Stranger Things, their music is what inspired you. That's why,
Hmm.
right?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That's very
Like it
cool.
definitely started with Stranger Things for
Yeah.
sure.
It's definitely a good show. So, but yes, the
Hmm.
music's good too. Well, that's one thing we have in common is I'm really big on the 80s and the synthesizers and electronic, like Depeche Mode, NXS, Pet Shop Boys, Duran.
Hmm.
I love all that. And especially
Hmm.
Simple Minds. I've been posting about them lately.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna go see them Monday on Memorial Day in Phoenix, Simple Minds.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
rarely go on tour in the US because they're based in the UK, and so they just announced their North American tour earlier this year. I'm like, oh my
Oh
God.
wow. Like you have to
Oh
like
yeah, these are legends, man. This is what got
mhm,
me into the whole industry of musician as well as playing drums and the electronic sound and all that.
mhm.
So that's very cool. Um,
Yeah.
and so yeah, Ness Daniels, and that's very interesting on the last name too, or Daniels, where that came from.
Yeah, I
Had
was
that
all like, it
crush.
just has a nice ring to it, and because
Yeah.
I remember it like at first my Instagram in middle school it was Ness Wicked because I love Wicked,
Okay, cool.
and then Daniels because his name was Nick Daniels. He's a professional dancer now that we're older.
Really? Oh wow.
Yeah, and I at that age I was like, I have such a crush on you. Like you could be Nick Daniels and I'll be Ness Daniels, and that's literally where it came from. It came from Dance Moms.
Did just to ask, did he ever find out about that? Like you
Oh
guys ever
no,
talk at
he's
all?
too professional. He's too famous in the
Oh, he
dance
is.
world
Okay.
to know about me.
Oh, I see.
But
So when in high
yeah,
school, when you got the name, it was just he was already established, sort of.
yeah, he
Okay,
was
I
on
see.
TV. Like
Okay, I
it
see.
was
Sorry.
that crush.
Okay, no, that's cool. No, that's cool. Yeah, yeah. And so I do want to get into your, I guess your album, right? Your first album, Night.
Mhm, mhm,
So, yeah, I really like the look of it. I mean, your style is very has that dark edge,
mhm.
mysterious kind of feel. Is you've always been, is that what you wanted to represent yourself, or like how did that come about of that kind of style?
Yeah, no, it's how I've like always been.
Oh, okay.
Like I
Yeah.
think, with synthwave, like a lot of it, I'm not gonna, well, all of it, but I think most of it, it takes place at like night and it's
Okay.
dark and it's driving on these streets at night.
I see.
And when I started writing that album when I was 21, I was in a place in my life where I'm like, yeah, I'm driving at night. I am, literally Ryan Gosling in Blade Runner, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and write songs to describe that. So I tried my best. Like it was at a point where I'm like, I was barely getting the feel of like production and how it works. Like
Mhm.
I was still kind of learning because no one taught me how to produce, no one taught me how to compose. Um,
Oh,
it
wow.
just I just started doing it just what I knew at the piano, and then my like knowledge of music theory, I was like, all right, let's try this.
Yeah.
So I was still getting the feel of it, but yeah, I know it's very like it has like this dark feel. Um and I think, it represents like the place I was when I was writing it.
Oh,
Um
okay.
just like, just being like all like crazy and, doing all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's its own thing. I mean, it was a good start for sure, but
Oh, for
I'm like
sure.
ready to evolve, honestly.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Yeah, and thank you for sharing for those that don't know about how that side of music represents that too, the dark of it, the edge, driving at night, some of them may not. I didn't even know that. So that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah, but I like
Mhm.
that look, and that's the thing about me is I've always liked black, dark colors, but it's just
Mhm.
like Batman is one of my favorites because of
Oh
that.
yeah.
He's always blending into the shadows. It has that, and I always like that. So,
Mhm.
so I do like your look. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I mean, I get a lot of inspiration. Like I think my look, like I tell myself and like other people like I'm the female Ryan Gosling in Blade Runner because
Yeah, there you
do
go.
feel like it. So I think with how I dress sometimes, like I really want to emulate that, like
Yeah.
that, because I relate to it. So I'm like, all right, I'll dress like him. When it's colder, I'll put the trench coat on. And then I get a lot of inspiration from
Yeah.
Batman too. I'm not gonna lie.
Do
Like
you really? Okay.
he's a huge, like I'm Marvel, like I'm a Marvel girl, but
Yeah.
when it comes to Batman, I'm like, yeah, I would probably be the female version of him too.
Oh, cool. There you go. Yeah, I'm the same way. Ever since I was a kid, I've always had a thing about that edge of like where he's always blending in the shadows, the dark side of
Hmm.
him, you know? It's just
Yeah.
interesting. I don't know. And then one thing about me, which well, a lot of viewers do probably already know, is I worked at Victoria's Secret for 10 years,
Hmm.
and their what we had to wear there was black. It was always black,
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
and so for 10 years I was wearing black. And so
Yeah.
it's like well, I got into black. I was like, okay, that's my word. So people always ask me, they're like, well, are you always wearing black? Or majority of the time, I was like, I just got used to that, but I do like it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But
I
anyway,
I love
yeah,
it.
it's a nice film. I do want to know your story on how did you find your bandmates? How did that come about?
Oh, Brian and Nate,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, we all worked at the same studio when I was
Oh, okay.
teaching a few years ago. I started working at that studio in 2021. And then so Nate, I've always known Nate. Like he's known me since I was like little.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's known me for a hot minute. Um, and so I don't know, like I just trust his musicianship, and I
Mhm.
always have, even before like I started working with him. I've just always trusted his skill level. And then when I started working at the studio, that's when I met Brian, and he was like, "Oh, you know the Midnight, Gunship, which are really big names in synthwave."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, well, I love the Midnight. I like Gunship too." And he told me, he's like, if you ever need help with drums for your synthwave, let me know. And for years I was like, no, no, like let me find my ground with this. Let me get good at it, and then I'll let you know. And then with Nate, because Nate came first. Once I was like pretty secure, I
Okay.
was like, all right, like there will be two of us because I don't like performing on stage just by myself. If I have to do it, I will.
Oh,
But
okay.
I like at least one other person on there with me. So
Right.
Nick came first, and then I was just like, "Hey, do you want to do the solo for me for one of my songs?" He was like, "Yeah," and then it just turned into like, "Well, how about you just do more guitar parts?" And so that happened. And then with Brian, um, we got accepted into Battle of the Bands at Lowbrow
Oh,
this
cool. Very
year
cool.
back in January. Yeah, so I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I think I might need you now. And then it just all kind of started from there. And, it's I think we're a good group. Um, and it just like kind of all started from there. And then we're like, all right, I think this is it. I think we got
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
Mhm.
very cool. Well, congrats on being at Lowbrow during the Battle of the Bands. That's
Oh,
very
thank
cool.
you. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was great. It was a good experience.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. One
Hmm.
time I was blessed to have the opportunity to be with a band called Long Life 16. It was like a
Hmm.
punk rock band, and we got to be part of the Battle of the Bands, and
Oh,
it's such an
nice.
incredible experience being up there and just getting the energy of everyone just supporting all the local artists. So it's
Yeah,
I had a
it
good
was.
time.
Yeah, it was great.
Cool. Do you want to share a bit of your album night and just the journey behind that album? What inspired you to write the songs?
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. I mean, oh God. Yeah, I think because well, the whole writing process from that album, it started when I got back to El Paso,
Oh, okay.
in 2021 after college. Um, and I was just like, all right, like it was a new journey for me. Like I hadn't been home in such a long time.
Oh,
it was new, you know. I had just ended my relationship that I was in at that time, and I got into, you know, like I guess the whole like bar life or like drinking, going out. Like I was like, I'm free now.
Mm,
My whole life, I've always been like very there's a word for it that I can't describe, but I've always been very like, no drinking, no nothing, no hooking up. And when I finally moved past that in my life, I was all like, wow, this is a whole new world. Let's try it out.
mm,
And I did. So I was drinking a lot. I was like partying a lot. I was, you know, doing a lot of taking part in a lot of like the hookup culture. And that album just basically tells the story of like me doing that, of me
mm,
just like just drinking and but at the same time hating this town where I'm at because everything's the same, and then
mm,
meeting these people who like just want to use me. So that's a lot of what the album is about. And I guess like because I had been planning this album for like since 2021,
oh wow.
and it
Okay.
just really tells the story like of my life from back in El Paso from
Yeah.
2021 to around I want to say 2024 or
Okay.
2023.
Oh.
And it just tells literally like each song is a different experience. Like the beginning, the intro says like, you know, I'm coming back, I've returned here, and everybody just uses each other. Like everybody just gets, well, not everybody, but from what I've seen, like
Right. Right.
it's very common for everybody to just drink a lot. I mean, you see it, like there's so many drunk driving crashes that
Oh yeah.
happen
A lot.
here in this town. Like everybody just drinks, and then, you know, sometimes they may end up cheating on their partner, and I'm just like, what is this? But then it's like, all right, you know, like I kind of take part in that as well. So it just shows my journey from like
Mm,
taking part in that. And then at the very end, I guess with the last song, like it's like finally when I realized, you know, like, oh, what am I doing? You know, like, and then I'm like, you know, I'm probably not gonna get better. I'm still gonna make mistakes. I'm still gonna mess up and like go back to my old ways. And I definitely have, but I'll keep going. Like, I'll still heal.
wow.
So that's the story. And the songs, I mean, I love what they talk about, but me being like a perfectionist, I hear production things and I'm like, ugh, why was I doing that? So I
Yeah.
definitely want to do like a remastered,
Oh, you
redux
do?
version
Okay.
sometime.
Yeah.
Not anytime soon, but
Okay.
somewhere down the line, I do want to kind of redo some of those songs and,
Okay.
you know, maybe do a re-release of that album.
Wow. Very interesting that you shared that. What a story. And
Mm-hmm.
do a lot of people know about your story on that? Or what the album's really about?
And only if they ask. If no one asks,
Only
I
if it
don't
asks?
talk
Okay.
about it. Like I'm like, oh, just let the songs speak for themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, I have it written on my press kit, but obviously not everybody sees what's written on on the EPK.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So if they ask, I'll talk about it. But if not, I'm just like, just hear for yourself.
Yeah, here for yourself. Yeah, let
Hmm.
your, I guess, story, let the song help your story, right? Yeah,
Yeah, and
of
that's
their own.
yeah, and that's all I want to do, you know, when it comes to this. Like synthwave has always helped me. Like, I mean, I know that sounds dumb. Like, how can that help you? But literally, like in the time I discovered it to now, to this present day, like whenever I'm anxious, like whenever I would go through like, you know, hard times or really great times, that was like a genre of music that gave me peace, that
Wow.
just even if it had no words, just listening to it just made me feel better. And
Mm.
that's all I want to try and do is I just want to push that forward. You
Yeah.
know, I'm not here like, oh, I like clout. You know, I'm not doing music for that reason. It's just there's these synthwave artists and the music itself helped me and
Mm.
helped me feel like I wasn't alone. And I just want to do that in return. And that's why I write music the way I write. So people know, like, yeah, you can do this nerdy genre and, you know, this dark genre, but you can write about stuff that a lot of people don't normally talk about, just so they know, like, hey, she
Right.
goes through it too.
Yeah, to relate to
Hmm.
it. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's why I was asking if quite a few people know your story behind the album because then they could be like, oh, that was her journey. Like, oh wow. And then when they listen to it, they can, I guess, relate, you know?
Hmm.
And that's the thing I love about asking artists what their story behind their album is or their songs, because when you actually listen to it after, you're like, oh, okay. It's a
Hmm.
different experience because you know their story now.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
So when I listen to Night again, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, okay, I've been through that. I know what it's
Yeah,
now
yeah,
that I
you
know
have
your
to.
story, you know.
Yeah, every song literally talks about a specific experience. It's not like a bunch of experiences mixed into one.
Hmm.
It's like, no, each song, it's like this happened, that's a song, and then that happened, that's a song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we've
Hmm.
definitely been through our own journey. I used to live in Las
Oh.
Vegas, Nevada for almost 10 years, so that's a journey
Mm.
itself. And of
Oh
course, I
yeah.
don't have I don't have music to portray that journey, but it's more, I guess, my style of just who I am. Uh, you know,
Hmm.
where I can relate to certain instances or certain things that I can share with people and be like, oh, I that's why I have my podcast for that reason. So
Yeah,
every
and it's
story
great.
matters, you know. But of course, I share it in a way that's like, yes, we'll hear your story, but then what do we do better to come out of certain things, you know, to be where we're at?
Right,
So,
right.
you
Of
know,
course.
inspiration.
Hmm.
Well, thank you for sharing that.
Hmm.
Any projects right now in the works to come like down the road of a new EP, new songs?
Hmm. Oh yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, I just back in, I think at the end of the year, like December or January, signed with a new record label with Retro Sin.
Really? Okay.
And they're great. Like, I love my record label. Like, I love my label mates so much. Like, it's really great. So I'll be with them for a while.
Okay.
And yeah, like there's gonna be a new EP. I know for sure, like we have a song coming out. We just finished recording it.
Oh,
So
cool.
there will be a song coming out pretty soon, like really soon.
Nice.
Um, and as far as like an EP, I want to do an EP. I mean, I want to do another album, but
Okay.
that takes a lot of time and resources. So for sure, we're looking to do another EP. And then I also have some collabs coming up with this really cool synthwave artist. Like they're my favorite synthwave group.
Oh,
I don't want
really?
to say who it is, but they're like if I had to pick like three, they would be in my top three,
Wow.
and I've been
Okay.
blessed to be able to collab with them. And so that collab's gonna come on really soon. And I'm like, I can't believe like I
That's
manifested
awesome.
this. Like,
Wow.
so it's yeah, it's gonna be obviously more stuff with Brandon Nate. You know, really cool stuff going on. Um, and then that collab, and we'll see what the future holds. Like, I'm just going with the flow and just trying to live my retro dreams.
No, that's awesome. And I'm excited for you for the journey of the future, what's in for you
Yeah.
in the band,
Hmm.
and the new music. And this collaboration should be really awesome. Just the fact that it's one of your top three. I
Hmm.
wish we could
Yeah,
find out
I love
now, but
them.
you know, I guess we'll find out later.
Yeah, it'll happen soon.
No, that's fine. And you have any shows coming up down the road in the next month or two or during the summer?
Yeah, no, definitely. I don't know if it's June 27th or 28th, but we have a show for Pride Month that month
Okay.
coming up, and then I want to do one pretty soon where it's like a single release show. I just don't have too many details about that yet,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
that'll happen for sure.
Well, very cool. I'm looking forward to the
Mhm.
new single release coming out because you said it was very soon.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it'll be very soon. I mean, I'm not gonna say like this week, but
Oh, right. So
like
sometime during the
it's
summer.
yeah,
All
it's
right.
almost here.
Cool. Well, to get to know you just a little bit more on your style of music, like you want to name certain bands again that you really look up to, maybe in the 80s as well, bands that like
Mhm.
I mentioned, Depeche Mode, Simple Minds, maybe you have
Oh
some
yeah.
that you like.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, well, my top one is the Midnight for sure. Like
Midnight? Okay.
yeah, the Midnight. They're literally the reason I'm doing
Wow.
what
Okay.
I'm doing.
I'll
So
have to look
them
them up.
like they're great. Like
Yeah.
I love them so much. I mean, I got like a tattoo. I don't want to say it, but I mean too late. This is my first tattoo, and it's my favorite song from them.
Oh, really?
And
Okay.
the producer, the guy who I inspired me to do producer or to do producing, he has the same tattoo in the same spot.
He does?
So
No way.
yeah, so I was like,
Wow.
I
What's
gotta
it
kind of.
saying? The
It's a
tattoo?
Shadows in the City. It's a
Oh,
song they
Shadows in the
have
City.
called Shadows, and it's my favorite song from
Okay.
them.
Okay, check it out.
Yeah. So the Midnight for sure. I want to say like Gunship is another big one.
Cool.
Um, like I always have inspiration, but now that I'm put on the spot, I can't think.
No,
Uh, when it comes to more of like my goth, like dark wave influences, like Twin Tribes, is a huge one. Depeche Mode.
no.
I know that's three, four, but yeah, Depeche Mode, Gunship, The Midnight is a
No, yeah.
huge one for
That's
sure.
fine. No, very cool. Yeah. And thank you so much for sharing just your journey on your music and just I mean, that's why I love getting to know different artists because it's just inspires the next artist, inspires so many songwriters from your story, and
Hmm.
that's the thing. If they're like, hey, if she can do it, I can do it. And that's why
Yeah.
be that light of inspiration to other artists out there that are into that same genre of music like you, but once they come across your story, they're gonna be like, wow, like that inspires me to want to start my own song.
Hmm. For sure, for
So,
sure.
well, I really appreciate you, Ness Daniels, for coming on Rhythm and Roads, and very cool that you DJ as well. Uh,
Mhm.
if you want to share real quick on that side of your life, on that you're DJing.
Yeah, I mean DJ like it's just kind of like a side thing. I'm not gonna say like I'm DJ, like I'm DJ Ness Daniels, but I definitely love doing it because
Yeah,
the reason I've been doing it more often recently is I got super sick, like very sick. Like I
really?
probably should have been in the hospital at the end of February, beginning of
Wow.
March.
Okay.
And it was like a combination of like the flu, but like flu A and the really bad flu, strep throat, and I don't know. I think I also got a tummy virus because my tummy was not okay during that time.
Ah, wow.
Um, and it really messed up. Like I couldn't sing for a hot minute. And I had a few shows. Once I recovered, I was like, I have a show in 2 weeks.
Mm,
And so we were rehearsing, and I think I pushed my voice a little. Like, I mean, I was doing all the right technique, but to say
yeah.
my throat and my larynx and my vocal cords were 100%, they weren't. Um, so it just like physically, it really knocked me out, and it knocked me out vocally.
Wow.
So I was like, I mean, I still want to play, but I
Yeah.
think I got to the point, like with playing live, like my voice is physically tired from when I got really sick. I
Hmm.
don't think I've made a full recovery. Well, I am now, but back in
Right.
March.
Right.
And then I just kind of like, I think I got burnt out from singing and just performing live just because I was doing it so much and I love doing it. Like, I
Oh,
love it
yeah.
so much,
Right.
but it burns me out like
Mm.
a lot. And then having to go and then just like work like a 13-hour shift the next day and be up early, like it's rough. Like, so
Wow.
I think I just got burnt
Right.
out. But I still wanted to do, my dark wave and, DJ. So it just gave me that space too. And I love it. It's like I can still keep that energy going with like the
Yeah.
dark wave and the synth wave, but just at the same time, my voice gets a rest.
Yeah.
So I love it. Like I love DJing. I'm not the best. I'm still learning as I go. Um, but it's a good release for sure.
No, it is. Yeah. And I'm glad you did that as an option in case, like you said, you need some time for your voice to take some time off, and you have that
Hmm.
backup to do
Hmm.
that. So, I mean, that's good to have different options.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And I
Yeah.
love it. Like I love doing it.
That's cool. No, I actually enjoyed your set. I know I was only there for like a couple of songs, maybe
Mhm.
4 or 5, but I was like, you did a well job. I love the
Oh, thank
transitions on it.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
I on my side, I do a little bit of DJing, but
Oh,
I don't know if you
nice.
ever been to Funk Myers. Have you been to Funk Myers?
Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
there a few times. I like going there when I'm on the east side.
Oh, cool. All right. So, a lot of DJ Artie's style is what I love because I'm huge on the 80s and 90s.
Hmm.
And so
Mhm.
usually for me, I like to transition songs when I do DJ and then just bring on all the best of the 80s and 90s and just have fun with it, you know? So
Yeah.
that's what I just been doing on my own on the side. But see, that speaks to me of that kind of music because of just memories from childhood and high school. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, it
it is
connects
a
you with
fun.
that. It's great.
It
I'm
is.
glad.
And especially when you see people who are like, oh, dude, like you brought that song back, dude. Like, you know what I mean? It's just so cool that people can
Yeah.
relate. So,
Hmm.
well, thank you again, Ness Daniels, for coming on Rhythm and Roads.
Oh,
And you
thank
want to,
you for
yeah,
having me.
yeah, I really appreciate your time. And for the viewers, how can they find you on social media and everything else? So,
Yeah, well, I mean, just Ness Daniels, like at Ness Daniels.
okay,
I know my TikTok, it's Ness at midnight.
okay,
I can't change it. I wanted to change it because that's usually the username I use for like my personal stuff.
okay.
Um, but yeah, like Ness at midnight, Ness Daniels, um, pretty
Your
much
music's
like
on Apple
everywhere.
Music, Spotify.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
YouTube,
yeah.
YouTube
Hmm.
Music. All right.
We have a YouTube channel. I started a YouTube channel, but it's currently I need to do some updating to it. I think because with this new era, like there's videos from like that old night album era
Oh, okay.
and pictures of myself too, where it's just me. But I think when with YouTube and I think eventually like with Instagram, it's gonna transition to where it's the three of us. It's Brian and Nate
Right.
and I.
Yeah.
And I do want to get into like on a personal thing. I really like watching vlogs and doing that stuff. So I kind of like when we recorded at the studio, I was doing a little vlog.
Oh, were
So
you?
I'm
Okay.
gonna, yeah, I'm gonna get more into that. Like, this is what a
Nice.
synthwave artist does. I'll be posting more on TikTok. I mean, eventually doing
Yeah.
more POVs. So we'll see. But yeah, all Ness Daniels. I
All
mean, I
right.
know there's three of us and it's my name, but it's three of us.
No, that's fine. Well, thank you for sharing that. That way they can find you and they'll be
Yeah,
able to see your upcoming shows on Instagram and all the other platforms. So it'll be cool to
yeah,
see
for
you
sure.
again. Yeah, well,
Hmm.
thank you so much, Ness Daniels, for coming on Rhythm and Road, sharing your story and the journey. It means a lot. And guys, we will catch you on the next episode.